Welcome to the Third Wheel Podcast, either morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you want to watch us. We are your hosts, Jacob and
Caleb.
And we are joined by Caleb's brother,
Matt.
There we go.
Matthew.
Nice
Matthew,
one.
since there's already a Matt that has joined before.
Thank you so much. Today, you're not necessarily a third wheel, but you're still a fourth wheel, which means like it's just as awkward.
Yeah, and you know what? Without four wheels, you wouldn't be able to drive.
No, it's actually good that I heard you mention that just now, because I want to know which of you is the first and second wheel. Should I call you number one, or are you number two?
You know,
Who does this belong to?
I think we're just...
That's a good. No, he brings up a good point.
It's a good point.
We've never battled this out before.
Honestly, because I think we both kind of just assumed that we were the number two.
That's incorrect,
I thought
sir.
one of you would definitely say, "No, I'm number one. This is my idea."
We're both too humble here, so that's not going to be an issue. Well, guys, as Matt said earlier, this is a different Matt from the one we had before, but he is also related to me. This is my brother. Please welcome him at your homes, quietly at your computer. Clap to yourself.
I'll say one thing. If you've watched any of these videos, you'll notice that there's one person who just won't stop commenting on all of the videos. That's me.
That's true. However, that's not entirely true. There's one other person that I have to block.
Could you not make it sound like Can you not make it sound like you're the only one who comments?
Anyway,
my mom commented that.
She did.
Well, I spam comment.
That's fair. You know what? You gave us our first Q&A, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, our bullet time Q&A.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I promise we will get to the Q&A. We just keep getting guests coming up, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, let's do it this weekend." I'm like, but it's supposed to be our Q&A, so we'll get to it. I promise. But we didn't. I mean, we haven't even set up the thing for getting questions yet. But
yeah.
Dude, I told y'all earlier that one clip I posted got like 750 views in like 2 hours. It was ridiculous. I uploaded the video, and then I just all right, I'm gonna go back to work.
What a controversial political topic you chose, actually.
I know, right?
Yeah. Whether or not you should tell your kids about Santa Claus. I mean, my gosh, that started wars, bro.
Yeah, it's true. And in fact, we got like 3 dislikes, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" Like, no, yeah,
really?
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, that's pretty good, you know. We did. I'm not even kidding. Like, we got enough views
for
enough.
Dislikes?
I mean, it doesn't tell you, but
no, it's just funny.
Isn't that great though? Like, we got so many views that we got a share of likes and dislikes. I was like, that's nice. I'm happy about that.
And majority likes. Hey.
It was about 50. It was almost 50-50.
We need to beat YouTube Rewind. That's all.
So we got a great show for you guys today. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. But first, breaking news, and even though this is going to air in like 2 weeks, breaking news, Drake Bell is getting divorced, or his wife filed for divorce. And my first thought was just like y'all when I brought this topic up.
Does he have a wife?
He's married? What?
Why was he at the wedding?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I first looked him up, I was like, because he don't think he aged that well. If I'm being honest with you.
No, he didn't.
Now
Drake Bell?
Yeah, he looks terrible.
His co-star looks amazing.
Okay. You're comparing him to Josh, though.
He is. I'm saying he looks weird.
I am. Yeah. And I stand by it. Josh Beck looks great right now.
He does look great, but no. Okay, so I did kind of feel bad when I said that originally because I looked it up and he was like in a car wreck like a while ago and they had to rewire his whole face. So I was like, okay, it's not all his fault.
So what, he's a robot?
They had to wire his jaw shut, and I was like, dang, that sucks. So it's not all his fault.
Honestly.
Okay, but he doesn't look that great. I'm not gonna lie.
Probably should have wired it completely shut before he went to trial.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're coming out swinging this episode, guys.
Dang. Well, okay, so he's getting divorced. I need to know, did he invite Josh to his wedding?
Apparently they didn't. They were never friends, as what I was looking up.
Supposedly.
They never liked each other. And I was like, oh man, what a horrible thing.
Yeah.
But okay, so the before that, Matt brought up a good point. He got in trouble for talking to kids, like some of his fans. Didn't he post a video defending himself at one point?
I just remember the courtroom video.
I think I remember seeing it, but I don't think it was much of an apology. It's more like a YouTube apology where it's like, sorry, but not sorry. You got, it's your fault.
And the other thing was he didn't take any responsibility. He was just like, oh yeah, she was stalking me, haha. And I was like, bro, seriously, dude, like.
Now this brings up another interesting question. I think, when did he get married? Was this before or after the allegations?
He got married in secret, I believe, 2021. Let me double check.
Secrets
that.
on top of secrets.
Yeah, I know. It's like you can peel back a whole layer to this. This is a whole onion. Let me see
Yeah, the
here.
paparazzi really dropped the ball on that.
I know, what the heck? Why isn't it like, they should be on that. They're always on that. Well, they found out.
Even Tobey Maguire's not safe. They're still stalking him.
They found
No,
TMZ found out Kobe Bryant was dead before his family did. And I was like, hey, you didn't know that? they released the story before his family even knew about it. I was like, dang, bro.
Wow.
So they got some crazy journalists on there.
Messed up, man.
All right, let's see.
That'd be a good idea for like a Batman villain, like a news reporter
Drake
who
Bell.
makes the stories.
Oh.
He's Drake Bell. He's just Drake Bell.
They have a Batman. I don't know if he's
No,
not.
he like
he's
for
not a
instance,
villain, but they got a
say
journalist.
he like murders people and then makes the story, just so he can get like money or interest,
Views.
views.
TikTok
oh my gosh,
views.
There you go.
All right, so it says, let's see. In July 2021, Bill revealed he had been married to Janet Von Schmeling since 2018 after dating for 5 years. So he had been married. He only talked about it in 2021. He was married for 3 years.
Yeah.
That girl's name doesn't have a article on it. You can't click on it. I'm looking at Wikipedia.
Was she real?
Yeah, she's real. That's a good question, but she is real. But you can't. She doesn't have enough going on in her life to where you can click on her name and it pulls up a separate article.
Is there a picture of her?
Yeah, but this podcast doesn't have.
No, I want to see it. I want to see it.
We don't have video, so
But no, I don't care about it. Audience look up on their own time. I need to see
that's
this.
true.
not yet, at least. We're still expanding.
Yeah, see these clips now. This is a new concept. I'm doing this strictly for marketing.
Okay. The first photo I find was intentionally photoshopped.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
This is a rabbit hole we're not going to recover from. Anyway, so now he's getting divorced. I was like, my first thought was he's married. Like, what the heck? And it sounds like she stuck it out with him for a little bit because that whole thing going on with the underage girls, and she just kind of let that go. But did y'all know he went missing like a week ago, 11 days ago from the time of this recording?
Was it one of the kids?
That was a bunch of them. They all got together and kidnapped him. No. It says he went missing in Dayton Beach, Florida, and was considered to be in danger. They didn't elaborate on why, but when I read the news article, it was like, oh man, they think he's in danger, and nobody gets it. But then it says he was last seen the night before, like 9 p.m. But they found him and he was fine. And then after they found him, then his wife filed for divorce. I was like, huh.
So my question
Awkward timing.
That is weird.
When do celebrities quote unquote go missing? Is that when news reporters can't find them?
I don't know. Because I mean, he's not as popular as he was when he was doing Drake and Josh and
Right.
Nickelodeon stuff, and he was in iCarly sort of. He wasn't he's not as popular now as he was back then. So for him, I'm assuming just one of his friends reported him missing because they hadn't heard from him. But it sounds like he was fine at 9 p.m. I don't know if there was something going on to where they're like, okay, buddy, don't die on your way home,
Yeah.
and then they just didn't hear from him. I don't know, but he's not that important to where people are like going crazy. He's no Kobe Bryant, where people are watching, waiting for him to.
Waiting for him to
To pass away. All right, do you have a topic, Matt? I thought you had something you were going to throw in there.
This is regarding something that needs to be addressed on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because
He's got beef with us.
I've
Which
got
one
beef
of
with
us?
my brother. I've been flamed
He's
by
right.
y'all during one of the earlier podcasts when you did your first Q&A.
We need someone to tear
something
down
about
the Bella Cells
superhero Cheerios was addressed. Now,
That's true.
The reason I typed in superhero Cheerios is because I also put a timestamp on it. And if you click on the timestamp next to superhero Cheerios, you'll find my brother Caleb here actually saying superhero Cheerios, and I wanted to make a joke about it. But Caleb says that I made a typo. And I did make a typo. You misspoke. And I felt like
Okay.
offended when he was like, my brother made a typo. I made no typo. I made no such thing.
He was
Can I
transcribing
explain
something
what
I
this
said.
is? And this really sounds like you're making your own video on YouTube calling like a boxing match with Caleb or something like, no, he's all wrong. He's all wrong. It was all fake. He's trying to mess with me. It's all gaslighting. That's what it is. And then you respond with like a diss track or something, and then we just keep going until box it out.
Yes. On the record, our first apology video, YouTuber apology. I'm sorry for all the people I've hurt and offended.
No. You have to do it right.
I'm working
look
on-
at the camera
yeah.
and do a sigh
With
pet
a cat.
dog.
With a cat.
Or
Gotta-
with a cat or a dog.
He has a cat.
Yeah.
And
gotta
then
not do my
make
makeup.
it sound like it's not your fault, even though you're making
Yeah.
it kind of sound like
I didn't do this for the views. I get views.
That was brilliant.
I'm working on myself every day.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah, we all make mistakes. I'm only human. I may seem like this billionaire playboy philanthropist, but It's not true.
Also, I'm like a sociopath. And
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
I've also decided to donate to charity.
Yeah.
Link in bio.
My God.
That's good. Thank you. I
Check
almost
out my
forgot that.
merch.
Also, merch line down here. Thank you.
Do you remember that Christmas song that Jake Paul posted? And he was like, buy that merch. And it was like a Christmas one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I added it to my Spotify playlist because I actually like that song, but it's not on there anymore. I was like, aw.
Wasn't like that like the second worst song that he made? The first one he did was the "It's Everyday, Bro."
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Okay,
He did the buy
worst
that merch
song.
thing.
I mean, he did pretty well. Just saying.
Which one?
It's Everyday Bro. Like that was super.
Oh, of course it did well.
It
That's
was
what
super popular.
he's
but
famous.
It was also the most disliked video on YouTube for a while until like that the final YouTube Rewind came out.
That's what he wanted, bro. That's what he wanted his legs.
So I was driving by. I'm okay. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Since we had the Big Mac, I've had like 8 of them since that day because they're phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's great because after I had that one Big Mac on the show, I felt horrible for 2 days.
Really? Joe, that stuff was delicious. I have an iron gut. I can eat anything. But anyway, I was on my way to McDonald's, for unrelated reasons, and I drove by this nail salon, and this guy. It was 11 p.m. And there was this guy in there typing on the computer. So he was working at 11 p.m. at a nail salon. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was late, and I was running to McDonald's because they're always open. But then I looked at this dude. I don't know. I was driving real slow, and I look over at the nail salon, and there was a guy in there just chilling. He was at the receptionist desk, and I was like, what the heck, man? Like, what are you doing in there? What's so important that you have to be there at 11
asked him
p.m.?
that?
No, I'm just,
okay.
no, I'm driving. I'm on my way for my food.
Gotcha. I thought, I mean, like you made it sound like you got out of the car. You were inquiring, exactly what was going
Now,
on.
that'd be even weirder than the story I'm describing to you.
Continue.
Oh, no, that was it. I just made note of it.
That was it?
Yeah. I didn't have anything crazy.
Okay, can we cut in like a more interesting end?
And then
FBI
these 5 guys showed up.
He pulls out 2 Tommy guns.
But isn't that weird, DL? Like, what's he doing in there? Nail salon. Like, what's the
I
book?
don't know, dude. Maybe he's like doing finances for the store or something.
But bookkeeping for a nail salon? What if it's a front for something else, though?
Again, pulls out 2 Tommy guns and starts going to town with the FBI.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of McDonald's, though,
Yeah.
I did get their breakfast recently. Remember how I told you about the chicken McGriddle?
Yeah.
They've improved it.
No.
And I haven't had it yet. They improved it. So it used to be like, one of those like little slabs of chicken that they put on their sandwiches. Now it's like a plump, like actual chicken breast that they put in the McGriddle. And it's almost like getting it from Chick-fil-A or something. It's not as good, obviously, but it's really, really delicious.
Is it? Okay.
Honestly, you need to try it out.
So you actually got me interested on chicken McGriddles. I was like, this is a great idea. I love it.
Yeah.
So I might give that a try.
We should try it on the show.
Yeah, we should. Oh, I forgot to bring in the food I brought for today because I did bring in the food.
Oh, God.
So.
I was hoping that this would be a break or something.
No, but don't you worry because I think you're going to like the item we have for today. I just got to run to my car and get it.
Nice. Oh, God.
Keeping it warm.
It's just marinating.
Look, it's supposed to be toasted anyway, okay? Matt, how was the drive over here?
Oh, it was fairly easy. Now, this is a weird thing. I use an Apple phone, so I was using Apple Maps to, like, get here. I don't know about you guys, but on the highway, it is always completely, like, just back-to-back just traffic. You can't get anywhere.
Depends on the time and highway, but you're talking about, like, this 377 over here?
More about, like, when you're about to get onto 820.
Okay, sure.
It's always, like, really backed up. Mm-hmm. So I decided to take the tollway. I got my toll tag, I want to take the tollway. It makes it faster for me. My phone says that I only saved 4 minutes when I crossed, like, I would say, like, a good mile of just back-to-back stopped traffic. I was like, I did not save 4 minutes. And it bothered me. I was like, did my phone really just calculate this giant red strip? Like when there's really bad traffic, it shows like red.
What happened?
So it was a really long like red strip that I had to like get past. And it says that because I took the tollway, I only saved 4 minutes. And that bothered me. I was like,
it bothered you saved 4 minutes, or it bothered you that you didn't save more?
No, it bothered me that it wanted me to go onto the highway and I would have gotten at my destination at this time, and that is a complete lie. There's no way. Like,
I don't know, man. You weren't
estimated...
there to stick it out. I think someone hit 21 on craps, and it all bursted open. Right as soon as you left.
The only way that I probably would have been able to get here at the time that my phone said I would get here is if I like illegally, hit the curb and just zoomed right past traffic. There was way too much there.
Now, what app do you use?
Just the integrated
Apple
Apple
Maps.
Maps.
Oh, okay. I never use Apple Maps. I only use Google.
If I were to switch to Apple, like I'm thinking about, I don't think I would ever do.
No, I use
can't.
Apple, and I actually still use Google Maps.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's way
Google
better.
Maps is probably where it's at.
Way
Yeah.
better. And actually, you are right about that. Apple, they'll sort of fudge their times a little bit for whatever reason. Like, it'll tell you you're getting somewhere in this amount of time, but you actually get there a lot earlier for some reason.
Why does it do that?
Oh,
I
for
have
me,
no
it's a
idea.
lot later. It's
Interesting.
It's always a lot later.
It's the opposite for me.
It doesn't calculate traffic correctly. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
like,
a big
hey,
deal.
You're going to get here at 1:48, and I was like, if I actually listened to you and sat through this traffic, I would have gotten here at like right now 2:20.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh
mean?
my gosh, no, that's actually really good to know for if I make the switch. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I would just look at. You could always zoom out, and it'll tell you where the traffic is. Just look at it ahead of time and be like, you know what? I don't want to go that route.
But I'm driving.
So,
We'll do it before you drive.
just so you know, Caleb, this is a conversation for another day. But honestly, as someone who's been Apple for probably over a year now and has all the integrated products, the pods, the phone, the MacBook, I would definitely go back to Android in a heartbeat if I could afford it all. Just the change. And when I say afford, I don't mean just money, but like at my work, for instance, if I didn't have to have Apple, I would absolutely go back to Android.
Yeah. I mean, just you can't beat that camera.
It's good Apple. It's like, sorry. Apple's good and everything. Like, it actually is pretty great. And if Google had a way to mimic the airdropping mechanic, like, I think that
Right.
would be
That's
the
what I'm
absolute
saying.
win.
Like that, they're just missing a couple features that I'd find really helpful. You know what I'm saying?
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
I've had my Apple for so long.
Yeah,
and I still love it.
I know. I'm sure, but I don't know, bro. Android is just where it's at.
It is
for me.
literally a cult of Kool-Aid drinking yahoos.
Yeah,
honestly.
but now I used to complain about price, but then I found out that when I bought my new S21, it was new at the time. It was still pretty close to an
Basically
Apple
the
price.
same
It was
price
it was
now.
the same price. I was like, so I can't really argue the price point anymore.
Yeah.
So I had a bad accident with the bank, and I say accident, but it was more so like this doesn't make sense to me.
It was on you?
Is it like a put the money in the bag type situation?
No, there was no robbery. No, okay, so my savings account, they give you 2% interest. Okay, so I had
What?
Yeah, every so often you get 2% interest on the money you put in. I can't remember if it's once a month or not or whatever. But I had money in there and I was like, cool, they put in like $3. I was like 2% interest, perfect, or something like that. And then I had a subtraction of $10 for, service fee. And I was like, what the? And so now I ended up with less than what I had. I was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah, so that's really why interest, like 2% interest or whatever, it doesn't even matter because they always have that stupid service fee. My bank doesn't have a service fee, their savings account. I don't think my bank has service fees, to be honest. Like, I never see them. My old bank definitely did. And it was like on the dot, every time. It was like $15 service fee on both checking and savings, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds like something Wells Fargo would pull. Wells Fargo's garbage.
Well, that's actually really weird because my wife and I, we opened up a savings account. And the thing is that you're not going to start earning interest on your savings until you have at least 10 grand inside of the savings account. And as soon as you hit the 10 grand mark, you're at like 0.0001%.
Yeah.
interest. And so when I said you had 2% interest, I was like, where are you getting this number from?
No. So it's 2% interest if you have $200 in there. And I was like, okay, that's actually not bad. But then the service fee just took care of that deal for me. And I was like, really?
Well, I mean, if you just constantly put more in, you'll be making more interest.
And my thing is, I need to move money from my checkings to my savings because my checkings is where all the money is that I've been savings at. I just need to make the move, and of course, it's at the click of a button. I just haven't done it yet.
I actually have two savings accounts. So one is for like emergency fund, and the other is for like putting a little bit away to save up for something like a bigger purchase instead of just taking a big chunk out of my checking account.
Like we said in episode 2, I think I'm working toward either going out of the country, but there might be a problem with my passport. But if I don't get to go out of the country, I'm definitely going to Vegas.
Yeah.
I do not care. Like, I'm taking a trip, and it's going to be the best trip ever. No, never been.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're telling me you did it for your church thing. That's pretty cool.
Born and raised on American soil.
Yeah.
Vegas is fun, like, once. I don't know if I do it. Oh, actually, someone asked me, would you rather go to Florida or Vegas? And I'm always someone who wants to go somewhere new.
Sure.
So I chose Florida, Not that I'm going. I'm just saying that's what I would do. And they were like, well, you didn't have a good time in Vegas? I'm like, yeah, I did. And I probably would go again if I had like a free trip again. But it wouldn't be my first destination, to be honest. A lot of people can stomach it really well. I didn't mind the gambling. I actually enjoy the gambling quite a bit. It was just like the nightlife, dude. The nightlife got to me too much.
Really?
I'm talking about like 10 o'clock to midnight, and it's actually right when the NFL draft was happening. So there were so many tourists there, and it was just like the busiest Vegas has ever been. And it's like borderline harassment over there, with people just like running up to you and trying to sell you stuff. Like it just does. Every big city's like that, but Vegas, they sell certain things that none other cities do. But yeah, it was a lot. It's
like even in the casinos, they have like professional hustles. You'll walk into a casino at Vegas, and they have these people that look like employees, and they even have a desk like right in front of the casino. And basically, they're looking for newbies. They're looking for rookies that have never been to Vegas, and they can tell, But they're basically salesmen that'll get you to sign something, and it's basically a huge scam, but it's it's legitimate. But it's basically people from Vegas preying on tourists that have never been there before.
I didn't get any of that. I got a lot of club promoters, like literally every probably 20 steps, you'll get someone running up to you trying to get you into a club. And it gets just like overwhelming it sometimes, Now, I was with a group of guys, but I thought being in a group, would kind of protect you from that, but it's just like constantly shoving in your face. And then like this one guy literally followed us into a casino, which they're not even allowed to do. But he like followed me into a casino, waiting for us to get on an escalator, then started promoting his club. I'm like, dude, I was about to sock you, because he really tapped me on the shoulder, was like, hey, you want to go there? You want to go to this club, blah, 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 for free. I'm like, no.
Didn't I see you 2 miles ago?
Way from me, dude. And I also got offered Coke 3 times.
Yes, I'll take 2, please.
All of it.
Yeah. I don't know. Vegas, they give you free food if you go to the casino because they just want you to gamble. So they just like, here's.
I didn't get free food. I got free drinks. I got offered Coke, 3 times, and club promoting back and forth.
Coca-Cola or the other stuff.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. Right. No. So here's the thing: Vegas in the day. This sounds really boring, but actually, I liked Vegas during the day because there's no one there. It's just everyone's hungover and in their hotel room.
Yeah.
So you can literally again. This was peak time because it was during the NFL draft. We were the only ones on the strip at like 11 o'clock in the day.
Yeah.
Just walking around, like taking in the sights. And there's actually a lot of beautiful architecture there that gets overshadowed at night. At nighttime, everyone's walking. You can't walk an inch before bumping into someone. But like during the day, dude, it's clear as day. And it's actually really clean, believe it or not.
I don't know. I still think I'm more of a night owl. I like mornings too, but I would definitely have way more fun, I think, working through nighttime.
Well, God be with you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a new thing too, getting harassed by everybody, but that's fine.
It just gets really tired, like exhausting.
Is it worse than Sam's Club?
Yeah.
Free samples.
Yeah, free samples.
Try this now.
Free samples.
We're selling cable. I'm like, oh.
Try out our new fiber optic cable.
No, thank you, sir. Please.
All right. Okay. Oh, you know what? I just want to talk about this real quick.
Please, go ahead.
So, Lily, right where was the show started, I got a notification on one of my dating apps.
Oh.
And it's this girl who literally gave me a dad joke.
Oh, so you're getting married next week?
You should keep her.
And
so you're getting married next week, right?
She sent me a dad joke because of a dad joke I put, and now we're going back and forth on dad jokes. Caleb, I'm in love.
Has it been going on for like 3 days?
Dude, literally like an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
Not an hour ago, like when we were setting up, this was happening.
Oh. No,
Very exciting.
I was on Facebook dating. No, Zeus. Okay, and I came across this profile where this woman was like, she was working her way up to the bombshell in her bio because I knew it was coming. I'm just waiting on it.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on it. She's like, well, I'm divorced. And I was like, well, that's fine. That's not a bombshell.
Whatever.
Like, yeah, it happens. People get married at 18 and divorced at 19. It's fine.
She's like, I'm 62.
And she's like, And she's like, well, my kids take priority over anything in my life. It's like, okay.
Okay, more kids now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay,
divorce.
you didn't put the kids in your bio.
Kids.
Yeah. And that's a big deal because
Any-
sometimes they don't. And that really annoys me.
Okay, anything else besides that? You'll break this camel's back here.
Yeah. Okay, but then she's like, okay, I have 5 kids. I was like, oh!
Go. Nice. What are you doing on a dating app?
And she's
I was
like,
like, I plan on having my own.
right. And I was like, oh! And look, I mean, I'm not judging because like she explained in there like her ex-husband cheated on her twice, and like after the last kid he cheated again. And she's like, I thought I thought this was going to be the guy I married to forever. Like, I get it. You know, she had all these kids thinking they were going to be together forever. Not judging them. I just was sitting here like, good luck.
That's awful.
Best of luck to you, ma'am.
I mean, like, man.
I'm sorry.
And I really do feel sorry for her, because that's a huge ass.
Dude,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad. But I'm like, because, like, here's the thing. She's with 5 kids, probably by herself, and she doesn't have, like, a partner anymore. When she did have a partner, like, that's a lot, She may not know how to go about that, or she may be trying to find, a hole to fill. But
sure.
Dang, I can't imagine.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be easy raising 5 kids, like I said, by yourself. Yeah, so, like, there's somebody out there for everybody. I'm not talking trash.
But you should put you should put that in your profile.
Yeah, and she did, which is good. But I was still I'm not in a place, like, if I was 35 and I had 1 or 2 kids, I was like, okay, that's fine, know. But, I mean, I'm not in a place right now to have 5 kids, so... And not my own kids. So, I don't know. Just not my thing. But, yeah, I was like, speaking of online dating, I'm glad we brought this up.
Honestly.
Were you ever on online dating, Matt, before you got married? You got married pretty young.
It's not that I didn't. It's not that I got married pretty young. I did. I was married at 21. I'm turning 25 this year.
Still going strong.
Still going. Yes.
Still going.
We're still going. Yeah. But I don't. I did try dating apps, but the issue is that y'all. I don't know if y'all can relate to this, but I never really struggled to have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I had a really hard time being single. You know what I mean?
That's very hurtful.
As soon as I broke up with someone, I was like, I need someone right now. So I would actively go out and look for someone.
Yeah.
And so there was this girl that I was with in high school, on and off for about 4 years. And as soon as we completely ended it off, that's when we first started college. Relationships don't really work out as soon as you get to college, is common. But I think it was like less than 2 weeks later I met my current wife.
Yeah.
And so I haven't really had a very long instance where I started using dating apps to find a real relationship.
Oh yeah, I got you. Now it's like, man, that's hurtful.
I don't know about you losers.
Yeah, but I've always had a girl on the side.
To be fair, I looked a lot different back then. I went from a heartbreaker to heart disease.
So it's about looks. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Are you saying I'm ugly?
To be fair, when you're a lot younger, you're also a lot more shallow. It kind of comes with the territory. You're not really experienced in life. You're not really looking for anything particularly like something that I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You're looking for something serious, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not really looking for something serious.
It's more so based. Is she hot?
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
since the age of 12, I've wanted to find someone to court. Yes, I use the word court. Judge me.
I am. But I think your relationship history speaks for itself. I don't have to say anything.
Hey, this might sound kind of shallow. I don't know if I've ever told you this story.
Hey, Caleb, let me adjust your mic here.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this sounds kind of shallow, but we had like this little orientation. I got to meet some new people that were going to be in my class, and we had this useless class. It's an entire 3-hour credit, and it was basically like, welcome to this college. Here are some activities that we have, and that was the class. You know what I mean? It was basically a free period. It was nothing but extracurricular activities and getting to meet each other. So I got to meet up with these, I think 3 or 4 dudes, and we just kind of became really close, right off the bat, because we had bro energy. You know what I mean? And we were all 18, fresh out of high school, just moved out of our parents' place. We're so excited to meet people. And so we get this group of bros, and so we start talking, and we're like, we're scoping and, hoping. So we're looking at every single girl as they come into the classroom. We're like, all right, she's pretty. And among those girls was my wife. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Honey, what are you doing here?
We were very shallow back then.
Yeah.
And, I met based off of looks. And that sounds horrible to say because she's an amazing woman.
Well, you have to be attracted to him too.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. If I'm not attracted to him, I mean that's fine. That's a normal thing. That's fine. First impressions are important, and also if you're gonna be in something long term, you want to be with someone you're attracted to. So,
And there's also cases where I totally understand now what they mean by like personality is very attractive, because it is. It really is. For example, you've barely met this woman on this dating app, but she's got dad jokes. You know,
Well, she laughed at my
That's
dad
straight
joke, which is already a plus.
Yeah,
and
I
then
was
she
saying.
came back with her own.
She laughed
Yeah,
at something I
it comes
said. I don't have a problem on dating apps. It's more so like no one I talk to actually sticks, and that's what's more annoying than anything. It's not because they ghost me. Sometimes they do, but that's every time. But I don't know. It's just nobody I'm really connecting with right now, and it's kind of annoying. But I mean, that's fine. It's whatever. You know, I'm no worse off than when I started. You know. And I'm doing very good.
One thing that I can say, and there are definitely red flags that you're just like, I cannot do this. You know,
Oh,
for
yeah.
example-
Oh, I can give
for
you some,
example,
please.
5 kids. There's some parts where you can draw a line.
Yeah, and that's not a red flag per se, but I know what you're saying.
What I've come to understand is that you will never find someone that is your perfect fit. And I'm not perfect, and my wife is not perfect. But we have enough there to where we can build off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
She's making changes, I'm making changes, and we grow together.
Yeah.
But, you know, even if there's just like some minor things that you could get past, I would, you know, recommend, you know, getting past them, because you'll never find someone that will tick all of the boxes.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure they tick those major boxes.
Sure.
You know, and then from there you can work from that and build off of that.
On the other side of the industry, you know what? I'm pretty chill with being single right now.
Well, that's good for you. I'm happy for you.
Honestly.
No, so what was I going to say? Talking about red flags on like dating profiles. I saw this one, this girl, she had a kid, but she was like, her bio was more so a list of like demands. Like, you have to have a job, you have to have, and she put this in there, I need more time with me. I need, you know, but also I need time, you know, my kid comes first, but I want you basically here with me all the time. And I don't know, Matt, you might be able to correct me on this, but if she puts in there one of the questions on the prompt, I was on eHarmony at the time, one of the questions on the prompt said something you would never ever do. I put skydiving because I would never do that, but she put I would never ever ever cheat. And I was sitting here like, okay, this girl's a stalker. Like, if she has to put that in the bio, that
Everything
means
else I wouldn't actually consider a red flag, because hey, if that's what she wants, at least she's being honest about it.
Sure.
But the whole not cheating thing,
yeah.
like, first of all, it's a cop out.
That sounds
Second
like a
of all-
basic. That sounds like a basic relationship, right? You know.
Yeah.
It
Like,
sounds
no-
like
no,
it
duh.
sounds like a qualifying statement.
Well, it's like you're
Basically,
invulnerable to it. Like, that's it doesn't exist.
To me, do you know what a qualifying statement is? It's
Please
basi-
expand on this.
So my wife and I, we watch a lot of like crime documentaries, and more specifically interviews with serial killers, like before they're arrested. You know,
Nice.
they're trying to figure out who the killer is. But a lot of the times they're gonna say something like, "Oh, to be honest," or you know, what you said, like I would never cheat. And it's just kind of like one of those. It's not a red flag, but it's like there might be some deception here. You know,
I was thinking more so she's gonna be checking my phone all the time. She's insecure to the point, and then don't get me wrong, we're all insecure, but like I feel like she's gonna be at the point where she's checking my phone all the time. If I'm 2 minutes late from coming from work, she's like, "Where were you at?"
Well,
No,
what I'm trying to get
I-
at is like
yeah.
if you try to tell yourself or that like I'm not a liar or something, like I would never cheat, it's probably because you do. You know.
Hey, you know what? That I never would have thought
Well,
of that.
well, first of all, I do think of that as a red flag, because you're right. That's going to basically give her total control of the relationship about
Yeah.
that. And she already has a kid, so something happened.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I just like her.
I'm not saying that's always the case, but
No.
if that's like your opening statement.
Well, that's a good
then
point.
there's-
Yeah, that is a
you
good
know.
point. Because I on my bio, I try to be fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, something you never do, skydiving. But also, I left it open to where, like, unless we're like, you know, it's really important to you, I'll think about it. But, you know, she's putting all these really serious things in there. Like, she's been hurt by somebody, and it's just like every answer to the question that should be a playful, let me get to know you, she's actually being really telling about her personality. Like, oh, I am actually getting to know her. She sounds kind of crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, all the answers to her fun questions seem like a red flag. I'm like, ugh. And I screenshotted the profile. I wish I kept it, but I just sent it to somebody so we could kind of get a good laugh about it. But, you know. Hey, now it's gone forever.
I'm with you on the skydiving thing. I'm fun with recreational activities where you could get injured, but I'm not fun where you could die. You know what
yeah.
I mean? It's not fun.
Oh, you can die wherever you are.
Like I'm
That's not
totally
good.
No, that's
I'm fine-
wrong.
I'm
Don't
fine
listen to him.
I'm fine with zip lining as
Yeah.
long as you are not from a height where it's guaranteed death if it messes up.
Oh,
For
my
example,
gosh,
I
no.
went zip lining while we were at the Mall of America when we were visiting Minnesota. Now, you're pretty high while you're there, but I could look down, and even though I'm nervous, I'd be like, I'll live. You know?
Yeah.
If it
It's
messes
gonna
up,
really
I'll
hurt my
live.
legs, but
But when we went to Colorado, there were these large mountains. It was so high. I'd say it's like you look up and it's like a quarter of a mile, like really high. And there's like a little thin line that goes across these little mountains. And you would skydive across
Yeah.
each of these giant rocks. You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine ziplining where I know I might get injured, seriously injured maybe, but I'm not fine when the fun activity could lead to death.
Yeah.
You know, that's,
well, here's my
it's
thing.
not fun.
Okay. Well, yeah.
On skydiving, you're strapped to another guy. They don't let you go by yourself because
Right.
if I was by myself, I would pass out and I would just hit the ground because I'd be so terrified. If I wouldn't enjoy skydiving. That's the thing. I would
Yeah.
not. I wouldn't enjoy it. I would hate every second of it. I'd be punching the guy I'm strapped to, trying to get him to get off me, even though we're like tied together, and he's gonna be like trying to fight me to jump out, you know, and he's gonna have to like hit me.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah.
Unclips you.
Just kicks you out. Yeah.
It was an accident, officer. It was an
Yeah.
accident.
Okay. On top of that, if he does somehow get me out, I'm gonna be screaming and I'm gonna pass out. And then he's just gonna pull the parachute, you know. Or if it was just me, I just pull the parachute as soon as we hit the thing, and it would either get one caught in the propellers, or I'm floating for
kinda sucks.
45 minutes trying to get down to the
You paid
bottom.
$200 to go skydiving and you fell asleep for all of it.
Okay, no, okay. Here's my argument for this, all right? First of all,
Wait,
you can...
in support of it is what you're
you
saying.
can... What?
In support of skydiving, here's your argument.
Here's my argument for skydiving.
Yes,
and just
no.
for the argument, like, oh, I'm not going to do anything that could get me killed. I'm just saying you could literally, like, if you're walking on concrete and you fall on your face, you could die from that. In theory, death is around every single corner. Now, I get it. There are some safer activities. I don't like activities where you're most likely going to die. And then, you know, like 25% success rate, you know? For instance, going hiking, believe it or not, or off-trail hiking, there's a good chance you could fall and die and no one would find you.
I got some stories for that too.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
I've
I know what
I've
story
done
you're talking
such a
about.
thing. Yeah.
So, like, what I'm saying is, you brought a good point. With skydiving, there are so many safety procedures
Yes.
with that, and so many people do it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Just by ratio,
Yeah.
you're going to be fine. Most likely,
I
you're going
get
to be
you.
fine.
I still wouldn't enjoy it. I would hate.
Sure.
I would
Now,
hate,
if you're not
yeah.
going to enjoy it,
I
you
would
know that.
hate every
Absolutely.
second
I don't
of it.
enjoy rock climbing because I do not enjoy it in
Yeah.
that way. A lot of people do. It's not because I'm afraid I'm going to die. It's because I just do not enjoy
It's
it.
also because I'm afraid I'm gonna get in a dust. But anything with heights, I'm good.
Okay.
I have been ziplining. Ziplining's fun, but like you're not going straight down. You're just going straight from one ridge to another. That's
Sure.
fun. You know what I'm saying? But like anything that's like a plunge, no thanks.
Yeah.
You know, I've been rock climbing before without gear, and it was the worst thing ever. You know, and it was like either we go up or we stick here until I turn into a skeleton because I died.
Yep. That's fun, isn't it?
No.
And then like when you're climbing, like free climbing or or off trail, whatever. I know a few times this happened to me where like I move my head in a certain direction and I look over to my right, and if I moved my head just an inch more, I would have hit my head on this sharp rock, and killed myself. Like
Yeah.
that happens like all the freaking time, and people love doing it. But I'm like, yeah, I'm good with that. That I don't want to risk my life doing stuff like that.
You
It's
know,
scary, dude.
there's a risk of death everywhere.
Yes.
But to reduce those risks, I love my bed. I love my couch.
Yeah.
There's plenty of entertainment to be had because God of War Ragnarok just came out with their new game plus.
Yep.
I can enjoy that. You know what I mean? But like, hey, let's go out and do this fun thing. Oh, let's go camping. I'm good. You know what I mean?
Let's go rob a bank.
Yeah. LOL. No. Okay, camping's fine because I'm on the ground. You know, that's fine.
I'm still on the ground, but like bears.
So like,
Ain't no
yeah,
bears out there.
my take on that is like I'm always open to try new things.
Yeah.
I do not get with people who do things every single day or every other weekend. They're doing something crazy. Like I'm pretty introverted, as most of y'all know. I'm not that I'm opposed to doing interesting things or open, like active things. It's just like I need to recharge. Like I can only do like one or two really interesting things like a month, like twice a month maybe. Not like every single weekend or every other day. Like I'm tired, bro. I got a job.
Yeah.
Me,
No,
if I
thank
want
you.
to try something new, I'll try reading a book. You know,
Now, that's something I've never done before.
Emphasis on try.
Yeah. Emphasis on I might fail.
Oh gosh, it's straining
I'll draw.
my eyes.
I'll write poetry.
Speaking of which,
like, I don't
Shaps,
need to put my life on the line.
I finally finished a bunch of those books I've been reading for small groups. That you know what that means? Where we start reading Harry Potter.
Ooh, okay, I'm actually really excited for this.
You are?
We talked about this.
I hate Harry Potter so much.
The only reason I'm excited is because I've always wanted to get into the world of Harry Potter because I knew it's something I'm going to like. Same with Lord of the Rings. Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. Those two I know I'm going to like. I can't wait to get into it. I'm not much of a reader. I used to be when I was in elementary school and intermediate, but like I fell out of it really quickly when I got homeschooled. Got homeschooled. It's like it's an effect, a condition.
I brought this up for I know that you probably will enjoy it, and we're not going to see eye to eye on it, but
it's a trap.
Yeah, just a little bit. Are you into Harry Potter, Matt? Besides Harry
Hot
Potter
take,
World?
I hated Harry Potter. Yeah. But to be fair, I did not read the books. But for the people that did read the books, the people that I know, they didn't like it either.
Yeah.
You know, so...
But you watched the movies?
Yeah, I did. I did watch all the movies. I watched them intently because, you know, I had a girlfriend in high school. She loved Harry Potter, and that was one of her deal breakers. I was like, okay, I'll watch all of Harry Potter.
I'll watch it, but I'm not going to like it.
It was a chore. The only one, and I don't know if any of the viewers out here will agree with this, I really liked the third movie.
Okay, that's better.
I think it's The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Okay, cool. They're going to say the fifth one, because I hate the fifth one.
Well, no spoilers.
Well,
No spoilers.
no
I've literally been
spoilers.
waiting for this for so long.
I know.
No spoilers. I just did not enjoy the series. That was just me. And I don't think it's comparable to The Lord of the Rings. Because I've watched that so many times, and it gets better every time. I watched it again like this week.
I was at
so good.
I was at a board game night last night, and we were playing a game where you fill in the answer to a question, and you're trying to get the same answer as everybody else. So the question was, who is the most powerful wizard? And I was like, Gandalf, of course. And then I was sitting here like, but wait, what if everyone else? Because you're trying to match what everyone else matches.
And with they're all Harry Potter fans.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what if everyone here says Dumbledore? But I was like, but that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dumbledore sucks. But
easy compromise. Merlin, he's in both.
Oh, see, some people put Merlin. I forgot Merlin existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some people put him in.
He's in Harry Potter and he's in like folklore, so it actually.
Well, he's in. I think he's in Hogwarts. They mentioned him in Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know.
Actually, like
I don't remember him.
The only tidbit of lore I know for Harry Potter is that he was the original or one of the original Slytherins.
I was going to say because he's barely in the books. If you're expecting him to be a prominent character,
I didn't think so.
If they even mention, I don't remember them mentioning him in the actual series, but I know they mentioned him in Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I saying?
You were talking about matching.
Yeah, so I wrote Gandalf, and I was like, "This is the right answer. I don't care what all these Harry Potter guys are saying." And I was happy everyone else put Gandalf because you know what, you can't beat the original.
Well,
isn't Sauron a sorcerer?
He's a sorcerer.
He's not a wizard.
He's not a wizard, bro.
Yeah, kind of.
Sorcerer. Have you played D&D? They're totally different.
Big difference. Okay.
One reads a book.
Yeah.
All right. Hot take. I think Radagast the Brown was the strongest.
Oh yeah, get out of here. That is not a hot take.
I do not know a Radagast. I'm just going to assume.
You haven't seen The Hobbit? Oh yeah, I forgot. I just seen Lord of the Rings.
I'll give it to you this way, Caleb. I didn't even know that there was a third Hobbit movie until like a week ago.
when we talked about it last week.
Okay, this might sound this is kind of dumb, but I watch CinemaSins a lot. I think they're very funny. One thing that I was just kind of thinking about is that that really iconic scene at the very beginning of the first movie, so it's not a huge spoiler, but it's when Gandalf is like, "Don't take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks," right? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, if I was CinemaSins, I can think of a lot of instances where Gandalf is a conjurer of cheap tricks. He literally whips out his wand and he basically puts a giant flashlight out there. Okay. You know what I mean? He just whispers to his staff and it turns into a little flashlight. Yeah. I was like, Gandalf is a conjurer of cheap
On
tricks.
top of that, at the very beginning, he's like spitting out butterflies.
Yeah, I was like, he literally creates a boat out of like weed. You know, he smokes and, puffs out like a boat. I was like, Gandalf's a conjurer of cheap tricks.
I didn't think about that.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And so as I'm watching the trilogy, I'm seeing all these instances where Gandalf is just pulling out these dumb tricks. I was like, yes, he is.
Like
yes,
stuff you
are.
could find at a party store.
He probably did.
Whips out some fireworks and kids are
Yeah, that's a good point.
freaking out. They're happy.
I
Or
didn't think about that.
when he's like going to war, he'll whip out his flashlight again and everyone's blinded. And I was like, that's a cheap trick if you ask me.
Sidebar. So I'm gonna save the food for next episode, just because I feel like we can keep talking. For
Is there
10
another
minutes.
topic because I can actually keep going with this one, but do you want to get to another topic?
No.
Okay,
We're
cool.
fine. I'll title this episode "Much Ado About Nothing."
Okay, that's fine.
So, no, I mean it's hilarious. Gandalf is like, you're right. I mean, when he turns to Gandalf the White, he turns kind of normal.
I don't know what that is. I'm assuming
You
it's
legit
cool.
don't like. Okay,
You don't know.
I know. Okay, yes. I'm on the internet. I get a few things, but like,
all right. He doesn't want spoilers.
it's because I'm trying to stay away. I know you're like, oh, stupid Jacob. You should just watch the movies. I get it. I want it to be super special when I do finally watch these movies. I want it to be impactful. I don't want to just know all the secrets and spoilers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I'm going to change subject a little bit. Speaking of wizards and sorcerers, I watched the D&D movie recently.
Oh, what'd you think?
I actually really liked it, and I watched the Mario movie yesterday.
Did you see Mario, Matt?
I refuse to watch it
Why?
because you recommended it to me.
Oh, I guess.
We have to come to some common ground. I think One Piece is a great show. I think it needs to be traded.
Okay, wait a minute.
There's-
Now hold on a second.
There's not going to be any breakthrough in this episode. In that
No,
regard.
let's backtrack a little bit. Fine. I like the Mario movie. Guess we have to wait until another episode to talk about that. Let's talk about
Oh, you can talk about it all you want. I'm not watching it.
Let's talk about the D&D movie.
I haven't watched
It
it.
wasn't like fantastic, but it was actually pretty good. And it had a lot of references, it had a lot of respect to original source material. And they actually even though it's like a lower budget, I kind of like the cheap practical effects. I don't know if you saw the movie or not.
Mario?
No, D&D.
D&D. I saw both. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I like the weird cheap animatronics they have at the very beginning. Just because, I don't know, it's endearing. I'm so used to seeing huge budget movies now. It was just kind of nice to see a lower budget trying really hard to be good, and I thought it was really good.
No, it was good. It was a good movie, and it was funny. It had a lot of stuff going on. I liked how the characters are always like, "Oh, look at this item! It has a range of 500 yards." Like they're reading straight out of a D&D book. That was
Exactly.
funny.
I like that.
That was funny.
I mean, I always thought practical effects were superior anyways. As soon as you go big budget, full CGI, it kind of really takes you out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They played into the goofiness of the CGI though. Like if something looked dumb,
I really like the
addressed
way
it.
the Fat Dragon looked. Gotta
That was
be honest.
hilarious.
Even though it doesn't look great as an effect, it's still a good design.
Yeah, it was funny.
And I really
Yeah.
liked it.
No, Ant-Man had the same issue where it was like
Yeah.
they had some really creative designs, but it was like all CGI and it just looked bad. But I was like, these are great ideas.
Yeah.
Why won't they release Ant-Man 3 to Disney Plus? It's
They
out.
won't?
It's out on digital,
Oh, really?
and it's out of theaters.
Do
but-
you think they're trying to improve it a little bit, or are they just going to let it sit?
Oh no, because it's already out on digital. I think.
Maybe like a re-release or something?
No, I think they're being cheap. They want people to buy DVDs first, and then they'll put it on Disney Plus.
Squeeze as much
Yeah,
money
because
as they
once
can.
it's $10 for the whole service, all these new releases, or they could wait till people get anxious like me and want to buy it when I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to wait until it hits Disney Plus. But
Yeah,
I'm
me
just like,
too.
you money grubbing.
There's only
guppies.
one movie that I had to buy because Disney Plus didn't have it, and that was Spider-Man: No Way Home. They still haven't released that.
Yeah.
Well,
They got the other two.
They have the other two?
Yeah.
No, I checked
they
like a
don't.
week ago. They don't.
Oh,
No,
really?
they
don't
never
have
have.
it
Just
Oh, they don't have it
Sony
yet.
keeps that on embargo.
But they're getting ready to add maybe not the newest ones, but they're about to add the Tobey and the Andrew Garfield ones.
Really?
Yeah,
Toby ones?
they're about to add
Sam
those
Raimi?
too.
That's
Yep.
cool.
What, really?
They're about to add those.
Totally watch those.
I know. I'm sure they'll get to the other ones eventually, but
As soon as
they're
Sony
not
runs
in a
out of
rush.
money, which will never happen.
Yeah, I'd say no, unless Disney
With the
buys
amount
them
of
out.
product placements that they put in their movies.
I know.
You know,
You'd think they'd be selling VCRs by the dozen.
with VCRs.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
okay.
podcast episode sponsored by Sony.
Caleb, speaking of superheroes, have you seen the Blue Beetle trailer?
Yes,
Do you like it?
it didn't look great.
Okay.
It didn't look terrible.
I thought it looked okay, right?
Yeah, it looked
There was
fine.
one joke at the very end that I do not get, and none of my friends got it either. What does Batman is a fascist mean?
I think that's just George Lopez going on a political rant.
Okay,
Yeah,
if that's
I
all
mean-
it is, that's fine. I was very confused. by it.
Yeah,
I didn't get that either. I basically rolled my eyes at that. I was like,
Well, I just didn't know.
one of my biggest issues with people overusing the word fascist is a lot of the times they don't understand the definition of it, which is a dictator who specifically silences people's voices and Batman is not that. He is not,
I didn't have
a
like a hot
dictator.
take on the word. I just wanted to understand, like, okay, if that's what he was making fun of, that's fine. Move on.
Well, Ant-Man 3, the guy that plays the older Ant-Man, what's his name? Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
His character kept going on about socialism, and I was like, "Will you stop talking,
Please.
He's like, look at how all my ants work together. Like, I'm just saying, socialism works. And I was like, bro, will you shut up? Like, why do we got to get political with our superhero films?
I know. Another instance of that is that they couldn't get it out of The Last of Us when
Yeah.
they make it to Jacksonville or whatever. I think it's Jackson. But when they finally make it to there, inside of the game, it has nothing to do with politics. But in the show, they're like, "We're communists." Yeah. You know, it's like, excuse me.
And then they do nothing about it.
I was like, they were like, "Yeah, this is a commune, and we are a community, so we're communists." And I was like,
Okay.
"Are you trying to normalize that?"
That's actually
like, what is that?
another reason I bring up D&D and Mario movie. It sounds really funny, but like these are the first two movies in a while that had literally nothing political about it.
Yeah.
Nothing political about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I was
Just
so
go back
like,
to the old
it was
days.
just like so super wholesome. Like,
Yes.
we don't have to freaking argue about that crap
No.
anymore. Like,
Yeah.
we never had to. I just could enjoy a movie. It was so refreshing, regardless of what where you fall on the compass. Like,
I hate both of you guys.
yeah, exactly.
I
was
hate
just
both
like,
sides.
Can you please shut up and let me enjoy my Mario movie?
Yeah, exactly.
And now I don't have a problem with messaging, but as soon as you start like almost like lecturing the audience,
Shaming the audience or
Yeah,
lecturing them. Yeah.
it's like you're automatically alienating one half of your audience. It's either if you're trying to be super conservative, you're going to alienate the left side. If you're like super
And vice
liberal,
versa,
you're alienating.
yeah.
You're vice versa. Alienating half of your audience. I totally don't mind if they have some bigger message in there,
Sure.
as long as they don't spell it out for you.
The message
That's
used to
what
be
just-
the message used to be about sharing,
Yeah.
about
caring.
trusting others,
Yeah.
about obeying your parents.
Yeah.
Even Mars Needs Moms had a message in there about what.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, moms are important.
Good wholesome.
Do you remember the Jimmy Neutron movie, Jimmy Neutron Boy
There you
Genius?
go. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Moms
like,
are important.
Jimmy's mom.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Like
That's
Jimmy's
the thing.
parents.
It's just like it takes away so much magic,
It
Like
does.
if it brings the real world back into the movie theater, which is what we're trying to escape from sometimes.
Yeah.
And like I get if something's like topical, but then when the characters act like they know more than you do, or they're
Yeah.
on a higher plane of existence or knowledge or whatever, and you need to get there, like that's so patronizing, and condescending. I just cannot.
I'm not on the team that's like, oh my gosh, Disney's losing money because they're going woke. I'm not because look, they got my money, so I'm not.
Sure.
I don't want to hear it. But yeah, I'm with you. We don't need all this. I don't need to hear about socialism. It didn't teach me anything I didn't already hear before. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just annoying. So then you're right. It just alienates half the audience. Like I'm here to watch a movie, and they're coming in here with their politics. Like, bro, would you chill? Who cares?
What was the name of that show? It's on CW. Was it Supergirl?
Yeah.
There was this one scene where I guess they were trying to like make a point about getting rid of guns, and there was this weird scene where like the police are like, we can't get rid of our guns. How are we going to protect ourselves? And Supergirl or someone is like, just trust me, bro. And then the police just get rid of their guns. I was
That's the equivalent of giving someone a Pepsi.
Yeah, it was like a Pepsi or a Coke commercial where you just or like a Snickers bar. They're like, you're not you when you're hungry. You pass them a Snickers. You're like, I don't need guns.
Do you remember
what am I thinking?
Do you remember that old Superman movie? I think it was Superman 4, where like I forgot what caused this. Again, this is an old movie, probably like the 90s or something, maybe earlier than that. Superman just got like tired of war one day, and then he told the entire world, all the world governments, I'm taking away all your nuclear arsenal. Yeah. And he just takes away all of them, and everyone's okay with it.
Well, okay, there were more things going on with that movie. The main thing was they fired all the original writers and people, the directors. Like they kept everything wrong.
I'm telling you, that's like old style, old cheesy political messaging,
Sure.
I guess.
Well, there's a good comic, and it's illustrated by my favorite artist, Alex Ross, and it's called Superman: Peace on Earth, and the story is him trying to end world hunger for one day if he can. He's trying to deliver food to all these guys. Like, you can do it well.
Right.
You know, you can do a goofy story like that well. Like, oh, it sounds really dumb. He's trying to end world hunger. That's a really dumb idea, but it was a good story. Like, you can do it well. But you're right. But there were so many things going wrong with that movie. It wasn't just that. Like, yes, the script was bad, but also they had no budget. They had no director.
It was just like.
Well, is it one of those like it's so bad it's good things? Because those are great.
That was actually pretty entertaining. I think it was entertaining.
Now, you want a bad movie, Superman 3. But yeah, Superman 4 is one of those bad, good movies.
Superman Returns, that one was bad. Oh my gosh.
I need to rewatch that. I love Superman. That's the thing. But
me too.
I don't know.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That actually kind of leads into the next question. What is...
We got 1 minute left.
That's fine. Again, we have some extra time.
Yeah, but we don't have to cut out that much, though.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, real quick, hot take. What movie... You have to say why, but what movie wasted your time the most? Or what was like your least favorite movie, maybe growing up? Doesn't have to be the worst movie in the world. Doesn't even have to be a bad movie. What was like your least favorite movie to watching from beginning to end?
Troll 2.
The original Hulk movie. Well, not the original, but, you know, the Hulk movie that...
Hold on, with my boy that they painted green?
The one that they precede... No, not Lou Ferrigno. Okay. After that. The movie that was that preceded the
Ang Lee.
Marvel Universe.
Yeah. Okay.
Hated that movie.
I also don't like that movie, but what, you know, when you put it up against what came after, you know, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, I think it holds up okay.
So is Batman v Superman yours?
You know what? I think I mean, because that or Suicide Squad, those were terrible, and I hated every second of it. And so many people were like, "Oh my gosh, these are so good!" And
the problem
I had to fight people.
With that the Suicide Squad. We watched it opening night and we got baited. You know, we're like. We saw the commercial. We're like, wow, I like Bohemian Rhapsody too. I want to watch this movie. And we're watching it, and we're just blissfully ignorant. And we're like, wow, it's Harley Quinn. Look, I've never seen the Joker look like that before. It's so interesting. And then after like 2 days, I was like pondering to myself. I was like, that movie was awful. You know?
Yeah.
We started just thinking about it a little bit more. But I am with you on Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
That was a huge waste of my time. I do not recommend that movie to anyone.
Yeah,
that was just a bad movie.
I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
Gosh, I better not ever watch it.
All right, guys. Crazy day, crazy adventure, but life's a journey, and we got nothing done today. That's wonderful. Nice. So next week we'll have an actual discussion topic, but I just knew it would go on its own without all this work we had to do. So I will see y'all next time. We should have Matt on board as well. We'll discuss something for real. So, y'all have a great rest of your weeks. Y'all say bye, guys.
As Wiedersehen.
Matt, say bye.
Bye.
Farewell, guys. Have a good week.